Hello Aquarius and welcome to your November 2025 reading. So this month we're in Scorpio season. We'll have that beautiful full moon in Taurus right on the 6th of November, 20th of November, new moon in Scorpio. So this is really the axe Scorpio Taurus. Taurus that knows our worth, our value, that wants to ground it, invest in it, grow it. And Scorpio, that's all about, okay, this needs to transform, this needs to end, die, evolve, transcend. So grounding, stability, constant transformation. We're in that axe with the moon and the sky, but within ourselves also, because fall, of course, if you're in the northern hemisphere, fall is that season where you collect, you reap your grains, and among those grains, seeds, and whatnot, you keep what you're going to reinvest in, replant in the spring, and you discard what you don't want to bring again for a new cycle. This is happening within ourselves also. This I will nourish myself with, and this I will evacuate. So, let's look at what Tarot wants to tell you about this month. All right, I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me give Aquarius a reading to help them on their best path for the month of November 2025. November 2025. All right. Okay. Ooh, that was quick. I didn't ask, but let's keep in mind a bit of Saturn here. All right. Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay. So we have Queen of Cups in reverse, Five of Swords. And this is Venus in Aquarius. This is our receptivity, our capacity to allow inspiration, intuition, love, and so on in ourselves. Our receptivity. When she's in reverse, it's because she's already overwhelmed. Maybe she did not clean completely the old traumas, the old pains, heartaches, and so on. So she's closing the thing. She's overwhelmed. And also her intuition might be distorted by the conclusions she drew from her past traumas and heartaches and things like that. Five of Swords, Venus in Aquarius, but this is when Aquarius drew conclusions from his past heartaches. And now the intelligent, rational side here, that's why it's a masculine that is being drawn, is willing to do whatever to be right about these conclusions. We see that he's got 3 swords in his hands. That's the 3 of Swords. He's got 2 swords on his left shoulders. The left is the feminine. It's the pillar of severity. It's the pillar of understanding. It's still in a... he's got 2 beliefs at the same time, in a paradox. Okay? Needs to make a decision, but he's holding the 2 of them. So the misunderstanding and the understanding. and he's using the third sword from his disappointments, Three of Sword, to be right. So I'm right about that, whatever conclusion it is. So when my other masculine aspects want to create something, do something, connect with someone, he's going to pop up and he's going to say no, because love doesn't exist, because in 2010 this happened, and he's going to be right about it. So we're overwhelmed and we're blocking any other options because we are convinced, and we're playing we're not playing devil's advocate in a way, but we're sure and we want to be right about it. So we're fighting Venus. So this is that aspect. So maybe on that full moon in Taurus, when it comes to your worth and your value, because that can be very harsh, negative self-talk, okay? When it comes to trusting your creativity and all of that, it would be like, no, because when the last time you brought one of your drawings or your idea, or you told so-and-so you cared about them, they were so harsh, you're not living this anymore. So you believe that you're not good enough or whatever. That's a Five of Swords also, because he's got the receipts of the times he was hurt. Let's see. So they're talking about that. So maybe that moon in Taurus is going to show you this hidden aspect this month. Do I still want to keep this in my seeds? Do I still want to build based on that? Build my worth and my value based on this? Okay, so there's our Six of Wands of the beginning, and it's with the Three of Swords. So I think the moon is going to make you realize what are these beliefs that are hurting your heart. And, you know, it's not a question of, at one point, I keep these beliefs because they're true, because I've lived in them. Everything is true, because everything is a question of perception. And your experience is going to reflect your perception. So at one point, it's like, do I still want to experience this? Or do I come back from it? I understand what it means. I'm back from it. I understand the lesson. I'm not going to use that to create always the same lesson anymore. And that would be when you are using your spiritual sovereignty to overcome a part of you that has a hard time with self-worth, self-love. Here we have the Empress, trusting your creativity, trusting your insight, your intuition, all that has to do with Venus, okay? So that you can start receiving unconditionally. Let's say I've always been screwed at my work. I do 10 times more than the others. It's always like that. Don't even expect more. Oh, they're offering a raise. They're going to give it to everybody except you. And I'm going to be right about it because they're assholes. Then you're going to be right about it. It's exactly what's going to happen. That is a truth. But the Pope can impose a different one. And that's your spiritual sovereignty. And the more you know your worth and value, the more you can embody Venus, the more it's going to become obvious even for others. So that Saturn there, that is now not retrograding anymore and still in Pisces, deep waters, maybe is showing you something like that for that full moon in Taurus. And then we have the Emperor, the way you're acting, the way you're managing your life. The Emperor. The Emperor is much better than a Five of Swords. So maybe he can say like, yeah, I was right, but he's not happy. The Emperor can create much more because he's not working with this as his truth, but this. And so here we have the Hangman. All of this is to look at that from a different angle so that you can surrender the old way of thinking. Give back that program, that pattern to the universe. And that is 12th house Pisces, exactly where Saturn is right now. So that is affecting you, Aquarius. It's really affecting, like, what do I do with my past heartaches and disappointments? Do I build my truth on it, or do I release it? Let's clarify. Okay. 5 of Sword. 5 of Sword. What do we have here? Our little Hangman. Hangman and Hangman. And King of Wands in reverse. Here's our 6 of Pentacle. Repeat of the 6 of Pentacle. And the 7 of Cup, which is Venus in Scorpio. Venus in Aquarius and Venus in Scorpio, but in a distorted way. So in Aquarius, when Aquarius, defies Venus, like you weren't there in 1982, so you're always never going to be there. The principle of unconditional worth and value, I reject it. And Venus in Scorpio, it's when things haven't been cleaned emotionally. And now it's just, being projected in front. So I'm projecting, if, I've suffered for a lack of acknowledgement, I project that lack of acknowledgement in the way people act, people do things and all of that. And at the same time, I can dream that maybe I'm finally acknowledged, but I'm lost in there. Becomes cloud, fuzzy waters, nothing is clear. We had our Queen of Cup in reverse there. So it's really when it comes to your right to receive unconditionally from the efforts and from what you're willing, giving the guts to do. Yes, this is what I want. This is my thing. It's all about, right now, if there's a Hangman, there's a pause, because this needs to be understood from a different angle so that you can release. 12th house Pisces, Hangman, like I was saying, house of sacrifice, so that you can release the old way of thinking. Do you absolutely, yes, it's a truth. There's many truths. There's not one truth. You went through that. There are people like that. It's a truth. But there's also the complete opposite at the same time. What we choose to believe directly influences our experience that we're living. So here they're just saying, do you really want to be right about this one? Do you really want to be right that the Empress, the Divine Feminine, Venus is in reverse? That everything is unfair? There's another Venus that you cannot trust. That there's always going to be attacks on your worth and your value. That you'll always be taken granted for, or give a lot more than what you receive. Do you want to be right about that? When you look at justice, it's something that needs to be understood. That's why it's a feminine, in the pillar of understanding. Not just applying the wisdom blindly, because you'll get injustice. She embodies the knowledge of above to bring balance below. But when it's like this, Our vision is from the distortions of below. And of course, it doesn't bring balance. We even don't believe in justice anymore. Emperor. We can only materialize, make real what we believe in. Let's say the Emperor. The Emperor. Okay, let's see the Emperor, the answer. Okay, you want to see the Emperor? There it is. And the Emperor is the way we act. It's our left brain. It has nothing to do with men and women, okay? Men are like this, women are like this. We both have a side that is rational, where we make our decision. This is how we manage our life. And an aspect that is receptive from the whole universe, that holds the seeds of every possibility everywhere at the same time. That is the worth and value that needs to be grown and planted into this matrix. So here at the end, you're finally probably releasing and healing from your past beliefs based on your traumas, and that is going to change everything. You're going to start managing your life in a completely different way. So Saturn in Pisces is probably affecting you a lot, my beautiful Aquarius. So because it's going to be, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And yes, there's more than one truth. There's the truth of the experiences. You change the experiences, you change the truth. The truth is a sphere with millions of different perspectives. And this is one perspective. So, you want to experience a new perspective. There you go. I'm going to call this surrender, because it's surrendering beliefs. Maybe nobody's going to watch the video because of the title, but there you go. Surrender. On this, my beautiful Aquarius, I am sending you all my love and light. And thank you for sharing, watching, comment, subscribing, and all of that. If you want a private reading, you go to mysticwitchtarot.com, and there you'll have access to all kinds of different readings. Also, you'll have access to the book and the course and whatnot. Thank you for the ones who gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on the new moon and the full moon, I ask the divine to give you back in the shape that is the most beneficial for you. On that, namaste. And I'll see you next month.